person that he is.
Yeah.
So amiable and receptive to all manner of people.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be able to do it.
The short code is star 713 star 70 hash all network. Please dial, please support this very, very, very worthy cause. Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the show. And lady, good afternoon to you. Dzifa, I'm going to start with you. Gumro has been in the news. I mean, we've had conversations right here, so many conversations, and we'd like to say we are finally happy that you're about to go to the polls for this all-important election. How many people contested to be on the board?
So far, we had 12 people
Yeah.
who actually picked the nomination forms.
Okay.
Yeah, so they went through vetting, and then we had some 6 disqualified initially, 3 because of they not being able to go again due to our constitutional provision, and then 3 vetting, who couldn't do well as far as vetting and the questions, the questionnaires, and the aptitude towards knowing the aims and objectives of the organization.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So those were the terms for the disqualification.
Yes.
But the 3 who had to be disqualified by the end of the fact that they've been there before and couldn't go again, didn't they know the constitution before they decided to go?
Yes, they know.
So
when
why?
we question them at the vetting committee level, they are fully aware of the constitution provision. Some express the view that they know, but they know they felt there's a lot to be done for the CMO. So the organization, that's why they wish to come again. And others were like, this is a new constitution, so it is yet to begin its effectiveness. So that's why they came. So it brings some sort of misunderstanding here and there. And then the committee also was insisting that this is the constitution that was amended. It has been there since. So does it mean that you serving before that board or that time the organization has been closed down, so this is a fresh organization that is starting, so you want to start with it because it is still moving on. So this has brought a little hitch here and there, which we have moved to our big guys who are the Attorney General's department for a little interpretation of that aspect of the Constitution.
Okay, that seems pretty fair. And how many people? Okay, you already mentioned, so you disqualified about 6 people in total. So 6 are the ones who are currently going for it. Okay, share some of your disappointment with us with Gamro so far. Have there been any? Because we've had various conversations. We've had Uncle Rex Omar in here, and over the years, when you look at the construct of Gamro and even the membership and all that, it sort of almost always appears that it is the membership that wants to pull the leadership down all the time. I don't know if you also get that kind of feeling from where you sit.
Yes, from where I sit as a member before becoming the election committee member and the secretary, yes. But I can see now that it all happened because of miscommunication and lack of communication. You know, communication is demand and supply.
Exactly.
So the vacuum that failure to communicate creates can be filled with all sorts of things: malice, drivel, poison, and at the end of the day is destruction. So whilst the people down there need to be told, and they are not receiving a supply and demand. Supply, demand, supply. So when the demand comes and supply is not coming, fake penetrates. Okay. And then the fake stage, the longer it becomes genuine. So by the time the original goods come, it will become difficult to identify which is which. People are already used to the fake. So that is the problem Gamro is suffering.
Yeah. That makes sense. But another thing we noticed, a lot of the young artists seem not to be interested in Gamro activities. Do you know why? Almost every time we speak to them, they are not even members, or they don't even know if they just couldn't be bothered.
Very well. They might have registered their works with Gamro, but and the copyright office anyway. But being members, all these stories of corruption here, this way, this guy, all these challenges, we are going to court, this faction here and there. If you are new, and it can put someone off. If you are far away from the organization and you don't come closer, it can put you off, and you might decide not to, because it might not be attractive to you. But like I was saying early on, every organization have its challenges here and there. So that is why we, this current election committee, wanted to get the quality of people that we need on the board. I mean, the people that are, abreast with this age technology, who will know how CMOs out there are handling musicians and their product, the right owners and their products, so that it will become attractive. Outside the world, it is logging and then coding.
Yeah.
But we are still in this tax force, Kojib, Fabra, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like they stream online, they know how much they get, and so if they stream online and their monies come direct to them, why do I worry myself
With the camera.
to go somewhere that someone have to go collect it before
Yeah.
giving it to me?
Yeah.
Though that one might be a sort of help for me, but I felt the one I'm getting direct by myself is okay. So, and we leadership are also not portraying the product so attractive that it can attract the youth of today. We are still doing it the old way. So I think that might be the reason.
The reason. Okay. So you mentioned the elections and all that. So when are the general elections? When is it going to happen?
Yeah, as I see it now, because of this constitution misunderstanding on that small clause of it, we have written to Attorney...
Sorry, exactly which constitution misunderstanding are you
The
referring to?
Gamro constitution.
Okay.
That provision that said a member of the board can go 2 consecutive times.
Yes. And
But
cannot
not
go a third
more
time.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want because it is bringing some agitations here and there. We've written to our bosses, our superiors, who are the Attorney General's department, for the Solicitor General or the Attorney General, himself,
Yeah.
to interpret that portion.
Are you
For
suggesting
us.
that the members that have been disqualified are contesting that disqualification?
Yes, that was what we, the election committee, were told, but we have not gotten any official document
Communication
from
to
them.
that
Yeah,
effect.
they've not communicated to us officially, but according to the outgoing boss of the organization, who is Rexoma.
Yes.
Yeah, from media house to media house, saying that these people want to take us to court. It can be a legal action will be taken here and there. But as far as the committee is concerned, we've not seen anything like that yet.
But if nobody has communicated to you officially, you haven't received any challenge whatsoever to the disqualification, how is that hindering you setting up an election date and going ahead with your elections?
Yes, that was what we have decided to do. But for peace to prevail, because agitation was all over, this music industry. Before you realize, someone will just go and place injunction on those elections, and then Gamro have no board, then administration will come to a halt, right owners will be stranded, and so many issues. So we want since that portion is the problem for that the 3 disqualified nominees, we want the Attorney General to come out, clarify it once and for all.
Anyway, when we come back, let me finish with this so I can bring the panel in. I'm sure they may come back to this particular part because it hasn't, it's not very clear to me. Who are the candidates? So who are the 6 that have made it so far that are going for the...
The 6
Do the names come to mind readily?
Full names are some.
Don't worry, you can mention just their
KK
first
Kabobo.
names. KK Kabobo.
And then we have Mr. John Mensah.
Yes.
And
JMS.
then we have Kwame Adinkra,
Yes.
Abner Ruti.
Yes.
And then we have Akwesi Ernest.
Okay.
and then Rexoma.
Oh, okay, okay. And who are the other three who have been disqualified that you feel may contest or take you to court?
It's Mrs. Dinah Hobson,
Okay,
and then Reverend Francis Buahini.
okay.
And then I know his name as Big Ben.
Big Ben, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Oh, okay. Don't worry, you don't have a problem. Two are people of God. Very, they don't go to court. Dinah Hobson and Reverend will don't go to court. I don't know about Big Ben, but don't worry, don't go to court. Kwame Rasta knows they don't go. We've also been Rasta. Welcome. You weren't in when I was doing the
For
introduction.
the election committee, we are done with our work.
Okay.
Actually, last week we were supposed to meet with the EC, Ghana,
Yeah.
to discuss our date if it doesn't conflict with any of their programs or any organization want them to conduct any such
elections
then
for them.
we can go ahead and then allow our people.
So, do you have a tentative date that you're working with?
No, for now, no.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Let me bring my panel members into the conversation. We've been joined by Mr. Jesse Amwejapon, who's CEO of IFIBA Consult, the marketing communications specialist, and Uncle Kennedy is a legendary broadcaster here with us at Multimedia, host of Ken's Music Mix and Jazz on Joy. And Kwame Rasta is a history and cultural curator, and he's based in the mountains. Yeah. Yeah, he's also a self-appointed ambassador for Achimota School. Yeah, why are you looking at his hair?
I love it.
You love the hair.
I
eh?
love dreads.
Oh, you love dreads.
Serious.
Oh, okay.
Natty dreads.
Natty dreads. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Love it. Uncle Ken, Gumro is in the house.
Yes.
Jifa is here with us, so over to you.
It's nice to see Dzifa.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I got to know about her sometime last week when there was discussion about the Gamro matters. I have a few questions to pose to Dzifa. She's a member of the elections committee.
Yes, she
Is
is.
she not? You are the
Yeah,
secretary
she is the secretary.
to the elections committee. Now, I've been following this Gamro matter, and I realize that the coming into force of the election committee itself was controversial. Controversial in the sense that, according to your constitution, so I hear, I think it's the old one because you have two constitutions, or you have revised
Yeah.
your constitution.
No,
So
yeah,
let me
it's
put it that way. According to the old constitution, the chairperson of the elections committee should be a member of the board.
Oh no, even this one.
Even this one says
It has
so.
not been revised.
That aspect hasn't been revised.
Not at all. It
But
still
your
remain.
but your committee was chaired by somebody, Stable, who is not a member of the board.
Yeah.
Now, from what I gather, it is because the member of the board who was asked to chair the committee in the person of Bandex refused to do his work. And so you people from the outset had a committee that was in default of your constitution, because the chairman of that constitution was not a member of the board. The chairman of that committee was not a member of the board. Was that the case?
Yeah. Actually, that was the case. When we were inaugurated and we are about to take off, that was the 19th of November last year.
Last year.
Yeah, so Bandes was supposed to be the chairman.
chairperson.
But he came and was like, he will not chair because of what people will say that he has come to
Chop money. Manipulate.
manipulate for Rex
Oh,
to
okay.
continue to be on the board.
Okay, because he's a member of
Because
the...
he's a member of
the
this
current-
current board
that's
with
right,
all
okay.
these controversies surrounding that board. So, and also he have an assignment with government that he might
Okay.
not get time.
Time.
And that is true because he has never been in any of our meetings for more than 5 to 10 minutes. He comes all right, but when we start proceedings, he asks permission and go out.
But I heard him speak, and he denied this assertion.
That is the whole truth.
I heard him speak, but you also came out to say that that was the truth.
That is
because
the
who
whole
I heard speaking was Stebo.
Yes.
Stebo made the point that you've just made.
Exactly.
And you corroborated his,
And that was
his
the
point.
whole
Uncle Ken, hold on. Let me interrupt you one bit. So, wait, what you're saying is that Bandex comes to the meeting.
And then
But when the meeting starts, then he'll leave.
Then he asks permission. Either he have a call from the presidency, or he's going to the north, or
So,
he
so,
have to
so what does he
travel,
come to do?
Or the last one is the last one was he went for COVID injection and that
And he had a
problem. He is having a reaction of the COVID.
Do you give allowances at your meetings?
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting.
Does he take a certain allowance when he's leaving?
That I will not know because everybody's envelope is given.
So he gets his envelope and signs.
She says she doesn't know.
have
But you
not
see when people
seen
sign?
him. Yeah, I've seen the four of us sign.
You haven't seen him sign
No, because they bring checks to us
individually.
same time.
Okay, yeah.
So, but for him, no, I've not cited him sign anything.
So there's a possibility he doesn't even take his allowance at all.
It might be so.
It's possible. Oh, okay. Uncle Ken, please
Yeah,
proceed.
George.
Yes, sorry.
My second issue is you as a committee decided to vet the contestants.
Yeah.
Now, George, I've been used, I don't know whether it is normal practice and it is or whether it's optional, but from what I know, most of committees that superintend elections do not by themselves do the vetting. They always have a vetting committee separate from the election committee. I know this because, for instance, FIPAC have always had me as a member of their vetting committee. I've chaired FIPAC's vetting committee for the past 3 years, 3 occasions in their elections. And so I found it a bit strange that the election committee members themselves decided to vet the contestants without a vetting committee. Why did you not have a vetting committee?
That's. I have not heard from the previous elections that
You've
Gamro
had,
has
that they have always
that
had
they-
this.
They
Okay.
only had election committee,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
they oversees the elections.
The election committee.
Yeah.
Now you told us about the contestants that were disqualified.
Yeah.
I understand. I heard a member of your committee speak. His name is, if I can remember, something Sapong.
Kingsley.
Kingsley Sapong. Okay. I heard Kingsley Sapong speak as a member of the committee just this afternoon. And he did, this morning, sorry. And he did say that you met with the copyright administrator after the disqualification of these contestants. You met with Antia, and Antia sort of asked you guys, for the sake of peace, as you said, to reinstate those 3 people who were disqualified. Ohinba Kisi, Elizabeth Tego, and a reverend.
Yaps.
Yaps.
Yao Ajiman Bed. Yeah.
Reverend
That
Yaps.
is,
Yes. So you have reinstated these 3 because of the meeting you had with the copyright administrator.
Yes.
And she advising that you do so in the interest of peace.
Peace, yes.
But there were another 3. The ones you mentioned.
Diana Hobson,
Mrs.
and
and 2 others.
Big Ben,
Big
and,
Ben. Those
Reverend
people,
Francis Boahene.
you did not want them to contest because according to the new constitution that you're going to use, anybody that has contested for 2 terms is debarred from contesting again. So have they accepted that? Those 3.
That is the issue at hand now. As I speak, they have not come to us after the vetting. After we announced to them that the constitution will not allow them to contest, so wish them well, just as every vetting it happens. We've not heard from them. They've not come to us verbally or officially with any written note. But according to the immediate past board chairman, on FM stations, TV stations, and the media everywhere, they are, some of them have written to his board before.
Are you talking about Rex?
I'm talking about Rex Omar.
Okay.
So that some of these three have written to his board, that their lawyers have spoken to his board, that they are thinking they'll be taking legal action against the election committee for not allowing them to contest, because this constitution is just a new one that is just coming into force. And so we were of the view that this is not a new constitution, it was just amended and has been adopted by the AGM.
That's right.
Of Gamru. So since it has been adopted, for which cause we have been elected as election committee members to conduct this board, and then the constitution also said from 13 board members, we should choose 7.
Yeah.
And that is what we are working at. So does it mean we should also stop selecting the 7, because this is a new constitution, and then choose the 13 and work with them, and then when they get the next term before we start with the 7, or we should, what do we do?
Oh, okay. So that's the reason why you have postponed the elections?
Yes, we want the Attorney General
to first of all
interpret, because they did the draft for us before we went
George,
around
I'm fine
with
now.
it.
She's clarified most of my issues.
Yes, so we want them to give us more clarification, interpretation on that aspect, because the same constitution was saying we should drop the 13-member board and make it 7. And we approve of that one. But don't come again because you have spent 2 terms. That one is, we cannot approve of it.
You cannot approve of that.
And it is the same constitution.
Right. All right. Thank you. Uncle Ken, that's it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Let me move over to Mr. Moijapon. Jesse Dzifa is here.
So I think that we've had a lot of conversation around institutions like music, like
Gamro.
I think I feel excited when I'm speaking about Gamro.
Yeah.
Because the last time that I think Rex was here, we had a very intensive conversation.
Very.
And the bulk of the intensive conversation, I think, was around the Gamro's investment from a capex investment point of view.
Yeah.
That was number one. The second one was on distribution and payments due artists. I feel excited by the Secretary's submission, to the extent that more needs to be done to draw the attention of young people to be interested in Gamro and what it does. But so I would get into my submission, speaking from where Uncle Ken left off. Uncle Ken, so I'm just perusing the Constitution now. Then I realized that 4.7 speaks about committees of the board.
Of the board.
Yeah.
And so without limiting subclause 4.7, the organization shall have a budgetary and procurement committee, distribution committee, disciplinary committee, and elections committee. So probably you're right to the extent that it cannot be limited to the 4 per se. And maybe at the discretion of the leadership, they might have other committees to work.
Right.
But strictly speaking, these are the 4 committees as enshrined in the Constitution.
In their Constitution.
Yes.
So
And
there's nothing like
a
room
vetting
for
committee.
a vetting committee.
No, I'm sure there can be room for that.
Yeah, but the vetting committee normally comes out of the election
out of that,
committee.
yes. Then again, I think that the part of the job of the elections committee is to conduct the elections and the elections process itself, and therefore.
Did it say they were to vet contestants?
No, so it didn't say they were to vet the contestants per se, except that there can be a lot of ambiguities in terms of the rule that they might have to go through, and that might give them the window to say that, because I heard her say we need somebody who's right for the future of Gamro. And therefore, if 20 people decided to apply for it, they need a screening point. So Ghana's Electoral Commission might say that, look, you are not 40 years, and therefore we are disqualifying you on the basis of that. Or you probably, there are allegations that you probably might not be of sound mind.
Correct.
With the evidence coming from your doctor, and therefore you are disqualified of assault. So it might not be a vetting committee per se. but the electoral commission itself, based on the application, might say A, B, C, D. So
George,
it's important.
Sorry,
Yes, go. Shoot. Go.
Can I engage you on
Of course,
just for a second?
of course.
My point is, the members of the election committee
Yes.
are GAMRO members.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if the same GAMRO members are to vet other members of the organization prior to an election,
Yes.
it raises eyebrows. Because if I don't like you, Kwame Rasta, for the mere fact that you have Rastafarian hair or dreadlocks or whatever you wish to call it, I can then make a case against you. That is why what I know as normal practice is for that election committee to engage other people, normally not within the organization, to vet.
I think in principle,
members.
I think in principle you are absolutely right that it would work. It's not just born out of mistrust per se. I can imagine that a multimedia here, if Kwame Rasta worked here and he was being promoted or he's applying for, say, a head of function of a sort, the interviewing of Kwame Rasta will be done by his peers.
Yes.
As an example, including I think for me, yes.
You know?
So we can get
And
to a
George
point
Quay
where
doesn't like him.
No,
yes,
no,
but you see,
no.
which
I
is why
don't.
it's a panel. So if it's a panel, the panel bias is my issue. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
A vetting committee would make sense.
Yeah.
Again, George, let me take us to one of my favorite point, which is clause 4.4.
Yeah.
Which is the tenure of the office of members of the board, because that's where
Yeah.
you were.
That's where the country is right now. Yeah.
So it says that a member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years, beginning from the date on which he or she is sworn in as a member of the board. Pause on that.
Is this the new constitution?
Yeah, this is a new.
Ah,
yes.
okay.
Number 2, it says a member of the board may be re-elected for another term, but not for more than two, and the word is consecutive terms.
Yes.
So for me, this statement, it's unambiguous. So
It's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm a member of the board today,
But wait, sorry. Read
Yes.
the part that about consecutive for me.
so I'll read again.
Yeah.
So let me read 1 and 2 again.
Yes.
So a member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years, beginning from the date on which he or she is sworn in as a member of the board.
Okay.
So I'm sworn in today, and I
Yeah.
can be in the office for
For
3
3
years.
years.
Good.
Exactly.
A member of the board may be re-elected for another term, but not for more than two consecutive terms. So
Okay.
from 2001 to 2004, assuming that is 3 years, that's fine. If I'm re-elected again, then I can continue from 2004 to 2007. That's done. But if I'm not elected again in 2004, and maybe I lose out, I can come back again and finish
of
my
course.
second term.
It's just
Good.
like the presidential.
So it sounds like
again.
good. So for me,
Yeah.
the individuals she's mentioned, and again, I'm using my University of Ghana level 101 law to say that if the individuals so disqualified are people who probably may have been in office for just a one term,
Yeah.
then you can't disqualify them.
They've all
No,
done two terms.
I'm just saying.
Sorry, again. Maybe I'm a little slow.
Should I read
Does it say expressly that after the 2 terms you cannot come back again?
Yeah, it's clear. It
read
says,
that
John, it
down.
says that a member of the board may be. Okay, so it says that a member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years, beginning from the date on which he or she is sworn in as a member, right?
Right.
A member of the board may be elected for another term,
Right.
Yes.
but not more than two consecutive
Continue.
terms.
Thank you. Not
Yes.
more than 2 consecutive
Terms.
terms.
Yes.
That is where the challenge is, because
Why?
it means that I can do 2001 to 2003, do 2003 to 2006, relax and come back in 2009. Because consecutive means following. Is that not what consecutive
Yes.
means? So if it is not following, can I come back another time
Yeah,
and
after
contest
your
again?
Of course, after your first 3, if you're not.
Then in that case, someone like Diana Hobson should qualify.
No,
Why?
John. Your
Has she not done two
interpretation
consecutive?
She
of
has
it.
done 2 consecutive.
She's done 2
And
consecutive.
she's going
Yes.
the third.
Okay, she's now going the third.
Yes.
The third.
Oh.
It's very
George,
clear,
but
George.
George, guess what? She said that at the vetting, they were asked of this clause. They said they knew about the clause. However, almost say a Jumanasum.
Especially Mrs. Hobson.
So I want to help. I get that. And so for me,
Oh, then you can be a consultant.
of course,
You don't have to be
I
the
love that spirit.
board
So
chairman. Yeah.
If the desire is to help,
Yeah.
then of course, let's help.
Yeah.
But you cannot.
You cannot help by maybe wanting to be a part of the board.
Exactly.
So for me,
Exactly.
clause 2 of 4.4 is very clear as to who can be there, and that might probably settle it a little bit, unless of course again you want to speak to a lawyer. But if you spoke to a lawyer, this is how he will read it. My lawyer would read it this way: a member of the board, full stop, may be elected for another term, which means that it's 1 + 1.
Yeah.
Good, but not more than 2.
Consecutive.
Yes, not more than 2. Just hold on. Not more than 2 consecutive terms.
Yes.
Now again, my thing is this. Let's even assume that you are right.
Yes.
Who is right?
Let's even assume that George is right.
Because of the word
No.
consecutive.
George, hold on.
That is why, yeah.
I'm saying let's just
Yeah.
assume that you are right.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Now, secretary says that. Sorry, I need to refer her by her name.
Her name.
No, don't worry,
Secretary
I'm
is fine.
fine.
Dzifa, yeah.
Secretary says that.
Dzifa.
Yeah.
Dzifa says that they've written to the Attorney General's
Yeah,
department.
for interpretation.
Yeah, but it's not for. I don't know whether I will go to Attorney General for interpretation. I don't know,
Yeah.
because if somebody says let's go to court, it's the court that must interpret your constitution for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me understand. I want to understand why they went to Attorney General's department.
Because they are under the attorney general. Most
So
of their
okay,
operations
fair.
are under the
But
attorney
George, I think that if this comes from what the mother constitution looks like, the mother constitution is very clear that you cannot be president for more than 2 consecutive terms.
Yes, Jesse,
it's
but you
very
see,
clear.
that word consecutive
George is
is
still
my
not
quandary.
satisfied.
Yes.
Because look,
Consecutive.
what does the word consecutive mean? It means back to back.
Yes.
It means in succession.
Yes.
It means following.
Yes.
So if I do year A,
Yes.
I follow it with year B.
Yeah, you're done.
It says consecutive.
Yes.
That means, yes, I don't have to go. I can relax and
Yes.
come back 4
No,
years
no, no,
later.
no,
But it doesn't say I
No,
cannot.
it says that not more than 2.
Not
Hold
more
on.
than- It says
not more than 2 consecutive.
No.
After the 2, is there no
It says
consecutive
a member
under-
of the, okay, George,
Yes.
let's not split heads.
Sorry.
Relax.
Or Rasta, you are not getting the English.
Rasta will come in.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
sort
just
this
saying.
out.
Sort-
I'm just
let me
saying
understand,
That, I'm just
yes.
saying that. I'm using.
But Uncle Ken, does it look like you people can sort this thing out?
Yeah, so I'm just saying that. Let's call a lawyer.
So,
then. It's fine. Or let's go to a lawyer. Rasta.
Hey, now you are talking.
My lord, I'm very sorry.
Council Rasta, how do you settle this matter?
Your Lordship. See, this matter. I mean, on a more serious note, I think that my comprehension of the English language
Yeah.
is tilting towards George's interpretation. So until the those who have been called to the bar come in with their expert interpretation of this Latin, I would want to even not look at it.
Rasta, hold on.
These
Anita,
guys-
let's see if we can call Council
Hold on.
Samson Ladia
You
in
guys
any.
are devils. I'm coming. Let
Yes.
me read it again.
Okay.
I beg. A member of the board
Uh-huh.
may be re-elected for another term,
Right.
but not more than 2 consecutive terms.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, to the Constitution, it doesn't seem to place an explicit time limit. I'm not going to read this thing again. It's fine.
It's good.
No,
you
because
want.
hold on.
It's
A
good
member
you
of the
want.
board
Yes.
may
May.
be re-elected for another term,
Yeah.
but not more than 2 consecutive terms. So you can come to my house 2 days in a row, but you might not be able to come for the 3rd time. But you can come after the 3rd time. You can come for another 2 days in a row.
After some time has elapsed. I mean, that's my interpretation, and I think that's where George was. But you see,
What does the Ghanaian constitution say when it comes to the tenure of office of presidents?
I think that one is very
you
clear
go
and
first.
What does it say?
absolute. It says that after
There's a time limit.
2 terms.
Yapon.
That's all. Yapon. That's it.
But this
That ends
one,
it.
you see, it is Gamru. It is Gamru. Let's say it loosely like that. So, if you sort of make it restrictive, yeah. And mind you, we are coming from a history of Kosga, where Nana Bosompra, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yes. He,
Oh, Bernard Bosompra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bernard was the
Administrator.
copyright administrator.
Yes. And during his tenure, he was more like a Mugabe. If he was there forever. Now, then the Carlos team and everybody came in subsequent to it.
Exactly.
I am tempted to think that the spirit of this sort of ambiguous clause was inspired by, listen, we need to be responsible or seem to be responsible, but then again, let's leave it open for if somebody comes on. I don't want to say some more. I mean, I think that's more respectful.
George, do you realize, Kwame, do you realize something?
No.
The older constitution did not debar anybody from contesting
Forever.
a number of times.
Thank
wanted
you.
to.
Thank you.
George, do you
Has
realize
been like
Yes,
that.
yes,
It's
yes,
older
yeah.
one. We
Now,
all
this is
forever.
a new constitution which tried to cure that ailment.
Uncle Ken, God bless you for this.
But you see, Uncle Ken, the thing is this.
but they
You see,
have
Jesse
not
himself is getting where I'm coming from.
no, it is clear. That's why
Yeah,
I stopped reading.
that word
But-
consecutive
and
didn't have to
I
be there.
want us to-
You should be clear, explicit.
Yes.
After
Bro,
two
bro,
terms, don't come again.
Don't bring me to your school. I'll apply.
You know why? George,
Stay with
you
me.
know why?
Let's hear Dzifa. Let's hear
You know
Dzifa. Maybe Dzifa can help us
Because
understand.
all CMOs all over the world
Yeah.
does not have strict restrictions
As to
or
how
as
long.
to how long
Yeah.
you serve on the board.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then, if that's the norm,
So
then
let
there's
me-
nothing wrong
so
here.
Hold on. So let me
So-
let me read the mother body, right?
Yes.
And let's see whether that's also ambiguous.
Yes.
So it says that Article 66 of the 1982 Constitution indicates that a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. Similar to this.
Yeah.
Then 2 says that a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. It's clear.
There's no consecutive there. Sure, Mr.
Consecutive
Yes.
can be maybe because they want to.
No. The
So-
consecutive, whoever put the consecutive there is the one who's created problems for you.
It's not a
because
problem.
if
No,
it is a problem,
It's not a
This
problem.
one is not a
It is a
problem
problem.
because these people have not. They just serve 2 consecutive terms. So if it is consecutive term, then it means this term
they have to be excused.
They have to be excused.
Exactly.
You see,
Exactly the
no,
point,
they
Kwame.
don't have to be excused.
No,
So they will continue on to the
they are
third
finding a
con-
solution now.
Yes.
They
Oh,
are finding
yeah.
a solution now.
Yes,
To
Hold
the
on, hold on.
third
Maybe
consecutive
the
time.
next time
One
they will
voice.
come
They
again.
will come
Yes,
again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, so
Yeah,
by
but
this
this
time,
time,
they
not
have
this
to be
time.
excused.
Hold on. Hold on.
this time.
Hold on.
George, you've been winning so far. Don't lose it.
Hold on. Hold on. Dzifa, how many terms has Rexoma done?
1 term.
One term.
So he hasn't got a
qualifies.
problem.
He qualifies.
He qualifies,
qualifies.
exactly.
Yes,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Now, how many terms did Kojo do?
Kojontri,
He did 1 term.
he did 1 term.
Did he even complete the 1 term?
No.
He didn't complete
He
the 1 term.
decided
So
to opt
he
out.
still qualifies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, if he wants
If
to.
he wants to come.
Now, how many terms did Diana Hobson do?
2.
Two. It is now what you're saying is that based on this constitution, you have disqualified her.
Yes.
But the constitution said she can come another time because it's a consecutive. Didn't she do a 2 consecutive? So why doesn't she qualify to come now?
This will be the third time.
This will be the 3rd time.
The
But she
co-
can't.
you see,
Because
the
she's not-
constitution
Okay,
did not say.
To be fair to what George is saying, and again, I'm not saying that I'm buying his argument.
Yeah.
She finished 2 consecutive
Terms
terms,
some time
and
ago.
then Rex took over.
Right.
No, before then, there had been Kojo
Yes,
before
but I'm
Rex.
just saying that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that.
I
And
know.
then-
She's
yeah.
a member of this current board.
I agree.
This current just
but George,
outgoes
the elections is
board.
not limited to chairman or whatever.
Or
per se. So
chairman
long as
or
you on the
whatever.
board.
It's a member of the
Of the
board.
board.
Of the board.
Okay.
So
And
if
she's
she's
a
been on the
member
board-
of the current board.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what position?
doesn't matter the
part.
position.
Hold on. The constitution that we read, the part that said the whatever,
doesn't limit
it's
it
just
to
for the
chairman or
board
anything,
members.
it's just for the board, yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was still on this particular board.
Yes.
Yes.
So that puts her on the board for how many terms?
2.
That this is her second
Her
term.
second
So it's, that's the
After
second.
holding
Oh,
office.
so if it is consecutive,
holding
then they are
office.
disqualified.
So-
Fairly. Yes.
So
Yes,
George,
that's
Yes.
what we are
my point-
saying.
my point
Yeah.
is
That's
this,
what
that-
we are saying.
Yes.
So
Then
if,
we are.
even if I decide to buy the ambiguous argument, the
Yeah.
ambiguity argument,
There's no
Yeah.
ambiguity here.
now assuming
There
that
is.
there's an ambiguity, right?
Yeah.
It technically means that even if I buy George's argument, this time she can't.
She can't.
That's the
she
point
can't.
I'm making. That's the point.
Yes.
And So which one she needs?
She
Yeah,
can
that's the point.
She can
And she
come
has not
after this
complained.
tenure.
She has
Like,
no complaint.
She hasn't complained
We agree.
to anybody.
No, I'm not saying they've complained though. I'm
George.
just playing devil's advocate here.
Yes.
No,
And
Yes.
saying that
You
if
are a
I
devil.
were
You are a
on,
devil.
yeah, Manchester United,
You are a devil.
Manchester United, we accept it.
Red
Red
Devils.
Devils, yes. And I'm saying if I were one of those you disqualified, this is the argument that I would raise. And if I'm going to court, this is going to be my argument.
But the
I'm
court
following
will
your
also get
constitution.
you.
Your constitution says consecutive. I finished my consecutive in 2010.
Yes.
This is
so
2021.
if there is any such case, then the person has.
That's the point I'm making.
Yes,
but
That's
all
but
of
you see-
them
you
are
see,
just
the consecutive
finishing
that
their
you are
second
raising,
term now.
you are
One voice,
raising
one
the
All of them are
consecutive
finishing their term now.
Wha-
because
one-
she was chairperson or whatever in those 2 terms. Right now, she's a member of the board.
No. If they've all done their 2 terms as
Yes.
stipulated and it's consecutive,
Yes.
then of course they can wait and come back in 2024.
Yes.
Assuming your interpretation is
It's
right.
right.
Okay.
Yes. Now
They can wait
George,
and come back in 2024. Yeah.
You see, so I think the reason you've not proceeded with
The election.
the elections is premised on that fear
Exactly.
of somebody coming to
And
throw
that is what
spanner
the
in the
current,
works.
the just outgone board chairman is pro. I don't know.
Pro the 3, he's pro the 3 who have been.
Yes, he is now saying it everywhere that they are threatening legal action. They've written to his board, and
Oh, but
we
you see,
have not
Are
received.
you a member of the board?
No.
Then okay, that's fine.
You're just the secretary to the election.
Election committee, and we as a committee have not received any mail from
Any
any
mail
of
from
the
any
3
of
disqualified.
Okay. So Jesse, was that it for you? Can we move on to Rasta?
Yes.
Because we have to wrap it up on this one. Rasta, yeah.
okay, so I think that Gamro, it's not like you're a church body or like the United Nations or some. Gamro was forged in war, in litigation,
Right.
from birth to this toddler stage to childhood. And I suspect the bit about, even when the dust settles on copyright revenue and sharing, musicians would always, or right owners would always have issues with the body. I would say you are cursed in quotes, like with regards to people casting slurs and doubting and impugning on whatever it is Gamro will do till the end of time. Now, how is such a body not moving forward administratively with an event which is procedural, and because of the fear of being hauled to court?
This very one is just like we said it earlier on, for peace, because nobody has written to us, but the board chairman.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Rexoma.
The immediate
Yeah.
past board chairman.
Yeah.
He was going from media to media. Championing this cause of people being disqualified, but he has passed.
Yeah.
And my point is,
He has qualified the
He qualifies
vetting,
to
and
run.
he's going
Yeah, he's
again.
going again. Yeah.
And might even gotten the nod over there to continue with his chairmanship. That
chairmanship, yeah.
depend on the 7 people that are coming
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
And so we find it strange, how come those people have still not written to the election committee, but to his outgone board, and these people have never been seen or heard anywhere. Saying that we will not accept it.
Could it be just rumor?
But from where it is coming from, if it should be coming
Because
from
what is rumor?
anybody apart from the top official himself, the immediate past president is threatening that something is coming towards Ghana, I don't think people will sit down. So
Yes.
that is it.
Rexoma is a member of
He
the
is.
board.
Yes.
He's a chairman.
Chairman, actually.
Chairman.
Immediate
He
past
was
chairman.
elected as chairman.
And she
Yeah.
is
Secretary.
secretary to the
Election
Election
committee.
committee.
Yeah.
So there are things that she might not be privy to.
Exactly.
Okay, so maybe if we separate it so that we don't overburden the election committee with incidentals that might be on the board.
Exactly.
But I got an interesting call.
Yeah.
And the person asked a question. So I would ask the same
Go ahead.
question. there's a new constitution. New.
Yeah.
Fresh. Does a new constitution take a
Spective.
retrospective effect, or it continues immediately? That's a question the person said I should actually ask.
But
The person said you should ask who here.
No, so hold on.
Oh, no. You should put it to us.
I should put it out, George. And the thing is this:
I see.
Yeah.
if it takes a retrospective effect,
Yeah.
then it so to say goes to nullify
Exactly.
the membership.
The membership and everything
So
else.
occupied.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it doesn't take a retrospective effect, then are we starting from a count zero?
Zero.
Because this was adopted in 2020,
Yes, last year.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if we find a way of reaching the legal mind you're about to call,
Yeah.
these are some of the questions that I would love.
No, but
For us.
Jesse.
Rex Omar has been on this tangent.
Yes. Of
All
what I'm
along.
saying now.
Or what you're saying now.
See.
Rex has been on this tangent.
Yes.
That he does not think that the new constitution should be the
Should go back.
should be what they use for the election.
Why?
Because he claims that it does not take
A retrospective effect.
retrospective
So
effect.
it means that he could start again.
He is saying that those three people who had done the 2 terms can still stand for election.
No, they can't.
No,
Yeah, but George,
that's
you
been
see-
his argument.
George, you
That's
see-
been
you see,
his argument.
Let me give you an argument, right?
Yeah.
One that confused me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know the musical conversation.
Yeah.
And then I remember Uncle Rasta
Yeah.
saying, as an example, that the constitution that was used in the court was not the right constitution.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if I go to court and I make a claim, I need to point the claim to which aspect of my constitution.
Yeah.
So, as the applicant in the case, if there are 2 constitutions of music as an example, which one was his basis for going to court? Because once you take that to the court, then I would assume that you've pointed the court to a particular aspect of your constitution. So if they are responding to you and they point to another document, then the court will be confused.
Okay.
So in this same case, if Gamro has 2 constitutions, has this been adopted? One.
No.
So
A new one has been
A new
adopted.
one has
fully.
been adopted fully.
Good.
No,
So,
so hold on. The new one that has been adopted, that is
Yes.
what you're using for
Correct.
this
We
election.
are using.
so the
Correct.
question is
Okay,
this,
hold on. Now, the matter that is in contention regarding those that have been disqualified,
Yes.
in comparing the new one to the old one, what did the old one say
The old
regarding
one
2
had
terms?
no
It was
limit.
silent.
The old one had not. It was totally silent on that. So
Yes.
you could be
Yes.
George, are we
Yeah.
starting with
Yeah.
are we starting with this
exactly.
then?
That is where the problem
Now,
is.
my challenge here
Yeah.
is we seem not to, my former board chairman seem not to have problem with this constitution restricting the number of 13
Yeah.
member board to 7.
To 7.
Yeah.
He
But he
doesn't have
has-
a problem with that.
but he has a
He
problem.
picks and chooses what to
Where
have problems
problems
with.
with.
So
That's not
so-
right.
No, but
But there's nothing wrong with that.
To be fair.
No, but that's not right.
Oh, Uncle Ken, hold
How
on.
can you pick and choose
Uncle Ken,
what
Uncle
you
Uncle
have
Ken,
a problem with
Uncle
in
Ken,
the
no.
Uncle Ken,
Constitution?
to be fair, right? To be fair, let's allow him his opinions.
Exactly.
Whose
just-
opinions?
The former chairman.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, Uncle Ken, see this constitution here. Maybe the constitution should have been very clear that all previous office holders you
Cannot.
forfeit a.
That's all.
That's an example. Why you
That's
do that?
all. It makes it easier.
okay.
And
No,
Ken, we wouldn't have to have
honestly,
this
you
discussion.
will not
You
have
don't
that
also
there.
clear all the old board members out.
That if
see-
I've been chairman on the board for
George,
2
open
terms.
anytime I can feel anything.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay, just
our minute.
let Rasta finish his point because we have to wrap it up on this one. We have about 5 minutes on
Very
this.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I wish I had gone to law school, man.
Myself,
Yeah,
Charlie.
we
should go.
It's not too
We
late.
should
It's
go.
not too late. Rasta,
We'll
go ahead
discuss that.
quickly.
Okay,
This is
so
more beneficial.
again, my point is, and she just raised an interesting bit that sort of, listen, this is Ghana. You can handpick
Go ahead. Yeah.
the quality. You see, some of the arguments parliamentarians make that for as a reason they should be retained
Yeah.
because of the administrative processes and the law and because it requires some experience. That
Correct.
yes, I think that it
In
is
the same
most
vein.
effective here because Akwesi Ernest, for instance,
Yeah. He's contesting.
yes, I'm just
Yeah,
picking his profile. amongst the, let's say, the next generation, I mean our generation, if you take Akwesi Ernest and then who else? Maybe Prince Chega or maybe Inoke Japan. Yeah. You cannot. Ashes just walked in here.
Has he walked in here?
Yeah, I mean he came here a while ago.
Oh, I didn't see.
Okay. Now, this is your nephew Ashes, for instance.
Yeah.
If you go and situate him in a Gamro setting, and then you add me to it, you add Kwesi Davis or another Samabedu or anybody.
You're all newbies.
So I'm saying that the last bit you raised about the need to sort of to slacken that particular clause to accommodate some sort of continuity. It is critical. It is imperative that we have some old heads in there. Or some,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it is not
But they are old heads
entirely.
Rex himself is an old.
No, I'm saying with regards to the day-to-day runnings of that unit, the
Yes.
Gamro itself, we
Yes.
need some experience.
Yes.
You might not even be old, but if you've been around for a while, it helps. Now, so it might not be entirely in a bad taste to have people be there for a while
Who have experience.
but we are talking elections and we are talking who is eligible. If you've done, or the English says consecutive, and for that matter, you would have to come or take a back seat. I don't want to hear the bit about, because I love Gamro so much. In as much as she's not complained, I would want to use her for
Definitely.
conversation.
Who are you talking about?
Diana Hobson.
Madam Diana Hobson. You served as president of Musiga.
Yeah.
I was
for
there.
how many terms?
She did no, she did 2 terms. Didn't she do 2 terms? Diana Hobson did 2 terms at Musica.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's assume that.
Obo took over from Diana Hobson.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
Diana
think
Hobson
she
took
did
over
one.
from Sidi Kubuari, and then Obo. I think she did her
she
full
did
2
one
terms.
term, but, I mean,
Well, I don't
assuming
remember.
without
Maybe.
Did
admitting
the
that,
board
yeah.
do 1 term or 2 terms?
Obo did 2.
Obo did
2 terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the Diana Hobson era, we were there. We were there on the house in Musiga. You've transitioned to
Gamro.
When she was the president, listen, Sidi Kubuari was had a certain notoriety around his, tenure, administration. But if I'm casting votes for the time that Musiga really did hit its lowest ebb, I'd give it to the Diana Hobson era. You, by virtue of your history of a former president, you find yourself on the Musiga, the Gamro board, and then you have done 2 terms. I didn't even know she was still there.
Me too, I didn't.
Yes, that's how relevant, or for want of a lack of a better word, relevant she's been all this while. What is it again that you can do to inform the ill fortunes of Gamro that is making us be in this situation where we are looking out for, sniffing out for where the lawsuit is coming?
Can I throw you a spanner?
Please do.
I want to throw him.
Please.
Go ahead.
Because the competence or otherwise of an individual contesting for an office is separate from the individual having the right to compete in that office.
Thank you.
So I get what you're saying. That you're saying that if
in
you've been
fact, you
there
have
for a long
actually
time,
helped me
Okay.
because it's about
And she's
competence.
going to be voted for.
Yeah, I get it.
So
but
you see,
yes.
it's about twofolds:
Yes.
competence and
And-
eligibility.
fantastic.
Good. Even on that front, you must have done something with your life to merit
Yes.
the two.
Still on competence.
On competence,
Not on
I am
eligibility.
citing her
Yes.
tenure as president of Musiga as being, in my lifetime, the worst.
Okay,
George,
again.
George,
Now,
George.
on
Hey, no, wait.
eligibility,
Yes.
We're wrapping up on this one.
Yes,
eligibility.
We've gone beyond our
she
time.
want
is-
to wrap up.
on eligibility, we are talking consecutive terms, that keyword, to find out if she has the right to
be
To
there.
contest.
or not.
wasting our
Okay,
time.
George, I beg. I beg.
We have to wrap up on this
I
one.
have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
Hold on, one voice. Gentlemen, lady.
message
One
from
voice.
a very good friend.
Yeah.
And he says, "Good afternoon, Senior. Is it really a new constitution
Yeah, it's coming from, I was about to read that from Mr. Amorin, right?
Yes,
Yes,
from
my
Comrade.
counselor. Yeah.
or an amended constitution?"
Yeah.
Now, Comrade says, if it's only an improvement to the earlier one, then it cannot be a new constitution. but an amended constitution.
It's an amendment.
Okay.
Therefore, it should be continuation from the earlier constitution. Now, I am saying that we are sitting here arguing this matter, and they have said that they want the lawyers to deal with it. So that's where it ends.
That's
Let
where it ends.
the
Let the lawyers deal with it. Gentlemen, thank you
And
very
then
much.
We'll come up with a solution.
So, Aunty Dzifa, as it is now, we don't know when the elections will hold, do we?
Yes, as soon as the AG, we are expecting a response from them before end of next week.
For interpretation.
For interpretation before end of next week. Yeah, right.
How many days? How many days does the election committee have to conduct an election from the day it's set up?
Right now, they don't have any time limit because it's all elapsed.
Ours
The
is
constitution has a window,
no,
right?
ours is to conduct an election of the board members and then take them to an AGM and then swear them in. And then our time.
Then you are done.
All right.
Our time ends there. We expire.
So, the membership of Gamro are listening to you this afternoon.
Yes, yeah.
Technically, it means Gamro is in a limbo. What are you going to tell them?
Not necessarily in a limbo. We're just waiting for people should become, just as they were when they saw the names that came up. The whole Gamro, is it fraternity or maternity or whatever?
Fraternity.
Everybody became calm
Yeah.
because of the kind of names that pop
were
up.
yeah.
They were like calm, all those agitating factions, everybody gone dead.
Yeah.
On all the platforms. At times you go to some of the platforms that before you can get 1,000 messages, it's only one message. Worst of all, this Benner boy issue became rather the topic than the elections because at least we have satisfied everybody's need, expectations of like these are the kind of people that everybody's background they know. Technology. So very soon we'll be logging on. Very soon we'll be going on digital platform. Everybody was fine. Look at the Kwame Adinkras, Abna Rutis, KK Kabobos, and the Sapo, and then to ice the cake is Rex Omar because of the rich experience and all that he have in his gloves to come and deliver before he might not be getting the people that will understand that vision of his. Now we have gotten all those people coming together. It's like the clash of the titans. So when they are on that board with a good administrative management,
That is the point I wanted to make.
Gamro is going to be one of the best CMOs in if not West Africa, in Africa.
Yeah.
And so that was what we were, as this election committee, we were striving to get to before from nowhere. This, as usual,
Small trouble.
little foxes find a way of sneaking into the garden. But very soon, we are expecting our bosses to give the interpretation in no time. And then what is left now is to meet with the EC to give them our timeline as to where we want the elections to be held. And so this one should not discourage anybody at all. We are on course. Gamro is going to get a new board. And then our royalties will start coming soon. Because from last year, after May, we have not received any royalties. So that one too is an agitation.
Thank you very much. While you wait for interpretation, I would also advise that you take a look at that consecutive word you have in that constitution.
Very well. So
it might come back and bite you in the back someday. It might return.
That's why they are going to interpret that aspect of that clause there.
Dzifa, thank you very much for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We are super grateful. Thank you.
I also get worried about the attempt to rope in Rastafarianism as a religion. If we do, then we complicate the matters for the young man. The reason is this. If you study Rastafarianism, it involves the smoking of weed. It includes the smoking of weed. And weed is an illegal substance. It is not a substance that is permitted to be smoked. So does Achimota School have the right to prescribe a way of dressing appearance for its school, including hairstyle? If you look at it plainly from that point of view, we can discuss the matter across border.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Oh, music make me survive, yeah. Oh, my music keeps me alive. Oh, yeah. Spa-na-na-na-ne, na. Spa-na-na-na-ne. Bun stilly, aga, yo.
It's Showbiz A to Z. George on Joy.
Without a hit, imagine that. 1,000 demos with not even a single hit. I wonder if things are ever gonna be real. Only I and I alone know how it feels to walk through the day with not even a single hit. All I got is my sound and my rhythm. And I'm moving forward, watching no criticism. I'm moving far, far away from the system. One man soldier, dreadlock rasta. Me now watch no face, only joy is my master. Music is my food when I'm hungry. And then I say,
Been observing this Achimota School dreadlock drama for some time. Here's my take. Rules are rules. The many responsible men and women we see out there have all been shaped and fashioned by various rules, regulations, and guidelines, either from the home church community and in many cases the school.
man can't live without no music, and the music can't.
But have all these guidelines, rules, and regulations been truly helpful?
The music and music.
Are some still relevant in this new age? I must admit, I find it strange that in 2021, someone's rights to education are being questioned over the construct of his hair, not his intellect, not his ability to become a national asset in the areas of art, math, or even the sciences. His hair. But is the debate one of a personal hairstyle preference or a debate triggered by religion? If it's an issue of style and preference, then I would humbly plead that our authorities take a second look at this questionable decree that smacks of intimidation, discrimination, and even to some extent racism. How will the locks make other students uncomfortable? How will the locks affect his performance? Or wait, will the locks perhaps turn into snakes at midnight and hound other students? Can someone please help me understand why I cannot wear my hair the way I want to school in 2021? Let's even leave the public schools and turn our focus on the private schools that allow any kind of hair preference on their premises. Do we have any records of any troubles being created? I don't think so. On the other hand, if it is an issue of religion, if these lads who want to wear locks in school are insisting on that because it's a religious requirement they cannot forego, then by all means let's stand with Achimota, because allowing it could be very, very detrimental. A wise man, Eric Weiner, once said, "Religion is like a knife. If you use it the wrong way, you can cut yourself." Massaging institutionalized procedure to favor one's religion is a dangerous path we should not take. The repercussions could be terrible because once it's done to favor religion A, it must be done to favor all, and who knows what religion B might ask for. A school, like the military, is a place to learn many things, but the most important from where I sit is discipline. I've heard many people speak about oppression, of freedom, and many others in relation to this particular subject, but guess what? Without discipline, there cannot be real freedom. That's why more than 6 decades after attaining independence, we still question our freedom because we have not been disciplined enough in managing our own affairs, as Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah declared. But let's leave that debate for another day. Achimota School is undoubtedly one of the finest institutions we have in this country. The institution that nurtured and gave us legends like James K. Agri, Joyce Abebiu, Kwame Adokufuo, late former heads of state Jerry Rollins, John Evans Atamils, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, musicians Kim Bruce, Reg Rockstone, Richie Mensah, former First Lady Nana Konadu Ajiman Rollins, Samia Nkrumah, TV star Bella Mundi, and many more. I am pretty sure that better than anyone else, they do understand the full construct of their crest. The black and white keys of a piano over an inscription that translates as that they all may be one. Is there a better way to express diversity? To all my dreadlock religious or otherwise out there, let us not tear each other up or hurl invective at one of Africa's greatest educational institutions. Rasta is gentle, Rasta is wise, Rasta is strong, Rasta is obedient, Rasta understands and follows rules, Rasta is disciplined. If Achimota School cannot take Rasta, let Rasta move on. That said, I would like to take this opportunity to appeal to some well-to-do Rastas out there. Can we come together to fund these lads through private school? Until Rasta builds schools like Muslims, Catholics, Methodists, SDAs and so have, can Rasta hold its own to ensure no one pushes Rasta about over rules? Rules Rasta must obey in everyone's interests. Words of the man Samini. And the studio is in thinking mode. When we come back from this last break, we'll go into this one before we cross over to the Accra International Conference Center, the Grand Arena, to hear about 3 Music Awards. Stay on.
Multi TV would like to notify the general public of some unscrupulous dealers offering unaccredited decoders as multi TV digger boxes. The only accredited multi TV digger box is Quality Advanced S2 decoder from Syndicated Capital, which is on sales at only 150 Ghana cedis for the full set of satellite dish, LMB, and decoder. Buy the accredited decoder to enjoy warranty, after sales support, and future upgrades. Multi TV will not be responsible for any problems arising from the purchase of unaccredited boxes. Dealers are also cautioned that Multi TV will take action against installers or dealers who pass off unaccredited decoders as multi-TV digger boxes. Remember, the only approved digger box is the Quality Advanced S2 decoder from Syndicated Capital. Is on sales at 150 Ghana cedis. Call 030-2242-532 or 050-1255-158 for the Quality Advanced S2 digger box at only 150 Ghana cedis. Multi-TV, just chose.
Classical Lover Show is the world's greatest classical compositions from the 17th to the 20th century. A unique combination of concertos, symphonies, orchestra, and nature sounds from the legendary composers in the classical repertoire. Please join Jeffrey each and every Thursday and Sunday, 12 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. to enjoy the best of classical music by the legendary composers here on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's a new day.
All it takes is one bad event to affect the things that are of value to you. That home you've built, the business that was bred from years of your hard work, or even that dream car that you finally call your own. But with one bank, you can conveniently protect your properties against future financial losses. So be rest assured knowing your properties are protected under CowBank motto, homeowners and SME insurance policies. Always stay one step ahead with CowBank. For more information, call us toll-free on 0800 500 500. You can also visit any of our branches or agents near you to sign up. Take that one right decision today and insure while you bank. Underwritten by Saham Insurers, a member of the Salam Group.
CowBank, forward together.
CowBank, forward together.
If we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change.
Winning strategies, nuggets of wisdom, unforgettable stories, all in one inspirational hour. Springboard your virtual university with Albert and Comfort Okran and guests.
Planning is bringing the future into the present.
A job is for the salaries, mundane, survival oriented, and there's no passion. But a career has fulfillment, innovation, drive. A growth path is clear, and you can build step by step all the way to the top.
Matriculate at 7 p.m. and graduate at 8 p.m. every Sunday on Joy 99.7 FM and live on Facebook. Springboard is brought to you by Legacy and Legacy and Joy99.7 FM and proudly sponsored by MTN, Enterprise Group, UMB Bank, and Axis Pension Trust with support from the graphic business.
It's the most anticipated night. Catch the 4th annual 3 Music Awards 2021 live on Joy Prime TV, at Dome TV, and on 3 Music, as well as on Facebook and on YouTube. It's on Saturday, 27th March, 8 p.m. Performing live will be Kitty, Medical, Joey B, Chris Waddle, Jackie, Dead People, Quaco Flick, Yal Talk, Kofi Jamar, Miss V, Jalid, LaRusso, Dinah Hamilton, Afe Grace, Kobe Sam, and many exciting performances. 3 Music Awards 2021 is presented by 3 Music and Joy Entertainment and powered by Boomplay, HD Plus, 3 Music Awards 2021 HD Experience Partner, NASCO Electronics, and TuneCore, with support from Volta Hotel Akusumbo, Account IT, Grand Arena, Plus FM, YFM, Graphic Showbiz, Pulse GH, NYDJ, Ghana Music, and GeorgeBritain.com respectively. The Radio Advertising People Trap and the Rave Media Group. 3 Music Awards, here for the music.
We just wanna get it, we don't want trouble.
The numbers have finally turned into names. Names of people we know. Names of people we love. Coronavirus is ravaging our country and taking the lives of our loved ones. But if we do the right thing, we can help stop the spread. Wash and sanitize your hands regularly, and most importantly, wear a nose mask every time you step out of your house. Masks save lives. However, if you start experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, get tested. And if you're positive, don't self-medicate. Visit the nearest health center immediately. If you love your life, protect it. Wear your mask. Wear it for your wife, for your husband, your kids. Wear it for mama. Wear it for daddy. Wear it for you. Do the right thing. Wear a mask. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Information, the Ghana Health Service, and our donor partners.
Yo, my name is Bulldog from Bullhouse Entertainment, and I'm urging you to listen to Showbiz A to Z every Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m.
George on Joy.
The show is proudly brought to you by MTN everywhere you go. And of course, we've also got High Five Chokomod from Casapreco Company Limited. We're going straight to the phone lines. We're going to speak to the man Samini. And what I read before I went on that commercial break is a post Samini put up on his Facebook. I think it was on Wednesday. Let's go have a chat with Samini and understand exactly what it is he's trying to say. Nati?
Yes, I.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Hey, you've managed to pull me out of my hiding place.
Yeah, Charlie.
I haven't spoken on radio or TV for a long time. I think since lockdown. So.
This is the only entertainment show in Ghana the president listens to. So when we call, you have to speak to us.
Brand new.
Charlie, we saw that thing you wrote. It's very long, but it's pretty. What exactly are you trying to say? Why? You have future plans of taking your kids to Achimota school?
Well, you know, sometimes, typically of me, I like to just keep to myself and keep calm. But every time I want to express myself, I like to make sure I go, as much as I can so that at least I can get to, get my audience to understand me. That's how come it's that long. Unfortunately, it's too long for current ways of doing things because these days people don't have time to listen to a song that's too long. So the same way they don't have time to read a post that's too long. But in this case, I really had to come from various angles to be able to make my point clear. In the sense that I personally feel that if the argument about growing dreadlocks is limited to religion and its demands and the fact that people should be allowed in institutions and not restricted then it's going to cause a lot more problems because there are other religions as well who also, in one way or the other, are conforming with rules and regulations of schools just because they don't want to overstep. But then if they realize that somebody has cried foul and gotten their word across and not, everybody else would be looking for that, and that might just be a complication. So in my opinion, I think that we should look at it from the general perspective where a human being, a black person, an African for that matter, is able to grow hair. And so we should look at whether or not an African with long hair is posing any sort of threat to anybody in any institution. So that if that is not the case, then we have to look into trying to revisit the laws so that institutions would be a bit liberal when it comes to people's appearances as opposed to what
So wait, let me make this easier. If we're getting you right, and I think I sort of got that from your post too, what you are saying is that if the debate is about religion, then Achimota School should say no, they should not accept the students, just like they've taken that stance. However, if it's not about religion and it's just like style, like some people want to wear cut punk, some people want to cut half bow. Ochame Kwame has been wearing half bow since I was wearing diapers.
The half side is fading, so I don't know whether he wants to finish it all off for us. We are waiting. We want to see. And the Yomo too. We have detected all of
it. So you are saying if it is like something about a personal style preference, then that one the schools can now begin to relook at it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you very much for narrowing it down. Basically, I'm saying that if it's about style, then the school is being a bit harsh in trying to judge somebody just by the fact that they have locks. Because you have predecessors of Achimota School that you are proud of, who are carrying locks today and are always called back to the school to come and share with students their achievements.
Like Rockstone,
and it's their style.
Yeah.
So then I think it's a bit harsh if you're doing this at this time in history where the world is open and there's different things going on around the world. I think it's too petty for us to limit people's chances to education to how they appear.
Okay, I think you've made a fair point. I know we agreed we will not keep you on the line for so long because you are very busy. So we will leave the rest of the discussions for another day. We hope we can get you into the studio sometime soon, though. Oh,
right. Thank you very much.
Actually, thank you very much. I think you've made a point quite clear.
One love, bro.
One love, bro. And that's the man, Samini. The post was quite long, but I think he's made it clear. Let me start from Uncle Kennedy. Uncle Ken, you heard Samini. Say again. Jesse. We should start from Rasta because Rasta is here. Sorry. With all due respect, this one there, it's very important we start from Rasta. Rasta. Yes, we are. I know. Rasta. Your thoughts on this, on Samini?
On Samini?
Yeah, on what he said. On the whole thing, actually. Yeah.
Now you talk because Samini and I.
Everything, yes.
We suffer the same thing. And
you all wearing dreads.
Wait you go fit teach me. Wait I go fit teach you. Listen, this conversation is for me in particular because of my body part, which is my hair. It is too close and very emotional, personal. And you see, the young man who is headed court, right? He's going to court.
So I hear, yeah. So that's what the dad said.
I've actually reached out, hoping to get confirmation so that I can donate to the legal efforts.
Oh, okay.
So that if it is the devil they want to see you, if it is Christo himself, Harvard, Achimota School, I don't care. They should go to court and
seek interpretation.
Yes. But my wanting to contribute notwithstanding, I think that they are
Is it the school or the people?
The boy and
the boy and
his father.
Okay.
You see, as Rastas, I'll tell you something. Priest, there's a priest, Bobo Shanti priest up there. He was crossing the Temamoto way. from East Legon into the Spinter side, and then some human beings wearing police uniforms driving a police car. As to whether they were police, I don't know. They stopped. Hey, Rasta, now going fine. Where they go? Come. What you they carry for your bag inside? They say no, they carry anything. Wait till they your pocket. Not till they my pocket. No, come make we search you. They put their hand for in pocket inside. Remove one of their hands. Then the hand they hold we. They take him cross the border back into East Legon. Kept him in a house which is looking like a police station for like 2 weeks. Marcus don't know anybody for the world inside. He be Rasta mind the business because of the nature of his body part, the hair. He was kept until somebody got hint of it, and then listen. The conversation
Rasta, let me interrupt you before we misinform the public. You said he was kept because of his hair, but you also said he was kept because they found an illegal substance on him. So let us not confuse.
Okay.
It was not.
Okay, so now let
maybe
me speak,
he was invited. He was
plain English.
accosted because of his
George,
hair,
let me speak
but
plain
kept
English.
because an illegal substance was found.
Hold
Okay,
on.
yeah.
Marcus never smoked weed before.
Okay. So what did they find on him?
The people who are human beings who were wearing police uniforms
Okay.
put their hand in for in pocket,
Pocket,
he
and
had
Dave
already
came out with
emptied
this.
his
Oh,
pocket.
okay. So he was framed, as it were.
Yes, I'm not saying
Okay.
they are Ghana police. I'm saying that these human
They
beings were
look
wearing
like-
police uniforms.
Okay. So maybe they weren't.
I have also had my own fair share of human beings wearing priest clerical garbs, military, police, whatever it is, who do not look like me and have subjected me in the banking halls, in Trotro, when I'm sitting in a friend's car, when I am driving. I have suffered and I continue to suffer every day, just like Samini, just like any dreadlocked wearing black human being in this town. So if today it has gotten to Tyrone or and them people, them are 10, and they've had their fair share, their slice of a societal prejudice which is being institutionalized by what society says are decent looking human beings. I do not have any sympathies for these my fellows, because we live it. I live this crime against my person in this town.
Which shouldn't be so.
You see, I don't even want to say shouldn't be so. I'm saying that
This is it.
I'm saying my truth.
Yes.
Very pathetic.
So, with regards to the school having rules that bars anybody looking like me into their confines, or I say that go find another school. Because what you are suffering is a century old. It's not just with like the established institutions and what they mete out to rest, or persons looking like me. It's about religion, other religious sects, and how they regard people like myself.
Okay. Let me bring Dzifa into the conversation. Dzifa is still here with us from Gumroad. Dzifa has also been wearing... Dzifa, how long have you been wearing your locks? Or is it just a braid style?
It's not long.
It's not...
I started not long.
Oh, okay. But this is how you intend to keep your hair going for it forever? Yeah. Dreadlocks. Okay. Then what do you make of this debate?
It's strange, eh?
What is strange about it?
Because I've never heard it so clearly, especially even from our lawmakers. This is Ghana.
Yeah.
Right to worship, right to associate, right to this, right to that. Why those wearing locks? And then worst of all, the worst comment I heard last week from the lawmaker, I mean the main lawmaker, the number 2 lawmaker, that they are weed smokers.
I think I had something like that from Parliament. I think it's a... Yeah.
You see, it is very, very unfortunate.
I think I played that before we... Yeah,
this
that
is
was pretty...
discriminatory.
Yeah.
This is infringing on somebody's rights. In fact, you see these chemicals we apply to our hairs, like women, we have a lot of challenges and complications that when you are growing and it started, you might even, that is when matured women, 1, 2, 3, they will start labeling them witches and wizards, the chemicals. So if I choose not to apply chemicals anymore, and I leave my hair like that, and I felt combing it too is a problem.
Yeah,
and I
these
don't
days,
want to cut it.
I see a lot of women wearing their hair natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
And so that is it. So you don't want to be going to salon, combing it, so you lock it. That has become a crime now that you cannot associate freely. You are driving, they stop your car, then they want to search you because you are wearing locks. You carry drugs. I mean, how? But last year, we are the same people who went to Jamaica and went to Barbados to go and discuss a bilateral relationship with them so that we enter those countries with visa free. The weed smokers country, I mean, this is not fair. This is un-Ghanaian. The Ghana we some of us have lived in for about half a century now. This is un-Ghanaian. It has never been heard anywhere before. And then Achimota shouldn't have looked at the hair, but what is within that container?
But if they don't look at the hair, and next time somebody walks in and says, my religion says I have to put a towel around my waist, should we also say they shouldn't look at the waist?
But what about the hijabs?
No, but you see, that is what I liked. The one thing I liked from Samini's post was the religious part. That if it has to do with religion, then it's a no-no. And that I 200% agree. You know, because that part is tricky. Kwame Rasta took it from a broader view, and I have a lot of Rasta friends, and look, a lot of the times when we sit, some of these conversations are the ones that come up, that when you're driving down the road, when you're traveling with a Rasta and a policeman stops you, the kind of search that would be conducted is not the same search that will be conducted when you are alone.
Human beings in this country.
Well, that is why we should use this network to ensure that that hatred is not created or it's
It has
kept.
already been created.
Let me
It
bring.
has come from the lawmakers that they are criminals, for that matter.
Let me bring
George,
Jesse in
George,
and
before
yeah,
Jesse, just
very
1
briefly
minute.
because we have
Yes.
to go to Sadiq at 3 Music. Yeah.
I sat here a couple of weeks ago, and then I mentioned that I was a friend to the LGBT community. It was premised on me living my adult life, knowing that I belong to a minority, and I suffer everything that they suffer. And that's the more reason I wouldn't want to put a religious twist to this, because Rastas or Rastafarians, by and large, do not, they abhor like LGBT sects, like those people with those preferences. So for me, living my truth, suffering it, I cannot pretend that my issues or issues that confront me and border on my safety as a civilian is different from what another minority suffers. We are all in the same bracket here. So, I mean, what is good for the geese is good for the gander.
All right, Jesse.
Yes, George.
Yeah.
So I think that the initial submissions made by the co-panelists I think are on track.
Yeah.
So I'll pick a bit of what both of them have said.
I've said.
I'm a student of sociology. And so I would pick this from, and like I put on my WhatsApp status, the right of the individual to be heard and to be.
Yeah.
Versus the decision of the collective to have rules that governs them.
Yeah.
And Kwame Rasta made a point quite clear that we are governed by rules. Samini himself said that we are governed by rules.
Yeah.
But George, where are these rules coming from? Somebody would say that the rules are coming from our ethics or our morals. And out of that, we've codified them into rules. What are the ethics, right and wrong? So, George, I want to take you back a little bit. And if I take you back, I grew up in Bubuashe.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm going back from a sociological growth perspective is that we've nurtured our mindsets to see social minorities in a particular way. So this conversation is not about Achimota School. As a young person, growing up in Bubuashe, if my sister brought Kwame Rasta home, that the boy that he gets, he being this.
Your dad.
And when I say it being this, I don't say it disparagingly.
Disparagingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying it out of.
Yeah.
I want to say the way they would say I'm for house.
Yeah.
When they see the Rasta, it becomes a different conversation. Oh, you're sure, say, boy, on in here.
Yeah.
Then the conversation would be, oh, ma, or your doctor. Oh, sir. So the appearance becomes the first indicator of the conversation itself. George, number 2, when you leave home and you're going out, you would hear things like, so being clean and neat has been a part of the construct we've always grown up with.
Yeah.
We've also grown up to the perception that maybe Rastaman only touching hair with water. Until you catch it with you say, again, that's you see, so I see, I'm building your mind to how we have made rules as a people.
Yeah.
And our socialization has influenced the way we think as a people. In that same vein, cast your mind back, and they've made a point earlier. Ghana Police Service, George. Have you seen Rastas in Ghana Police Service?
None. Not ever. Not even the military.
Number 2, if I sit anywhere else as an individual and I have weed in my pocket and I'm sitting with 10 Rastafarians and Ghana Police Service hears that somebody is selling weed in an area and the Rastas don't have weed in their pockets, when they come and they're profiling and I'm looking like this, guess what they will do? They will set me aside.
They'll go for Rasta straight.
They're picking me immediately.
Again,
George, it feeds back. George, it feeds back to the social construct.
Yeah.
Go through the airport. If Kwame Rasta and I are traveling, I traveled with Richard Odoy to Dubai the last time. We were separated from the queue.
Yeah.
And I blamed him because he's hired no be Rasta, but he do those
he's done that.
Things good. So even at the immigration, part of immigration's profiling is to pick people like him out.
Yeah.
Assuming that they have one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Again, George, pick corporate Ghana today. Before I get to Achimota, I just want to give you a history. Pick corporate Ghana today. Pick Multimedia's employee handbook.
Yeah.
There's a dress code put in your handbook. Check if Rastafarians are in there.
I don't see.
Just check.
No, I don't see.
Go to EcoBank, Ghana Commercial Bank, Barclays Bank, APSA. There are clearly defined ways of dressing. And if a Rastafarian works there, he probably might tell you that himself is suffer.
Yeah.
He sometimes may have to tie the thing in a way. You see, the system itself does not allow these conversations to happen. Let me give you another thing. If Kwame Rasta worked with an insurance company and walked to your house and said, I'm coming to sell insurance to you, and he has hair which is almost about 20 meters long, would you listen to him?
Most likely not.
Most likely not. Not because he's not intelligent. So the conversation is not about whether the boy is intelligent or not. And the conversation is not about that. The conversation is about the fact that we as a people have progressively been stereotyped into thinking that the concept of Rastafarianism is about radicalism. It's about gunshot. It's about weed smoking. It's about tutuasem. And we've believed and bought into it, but times are changing. So it takes me to my next point, which is, George, we can agitate for social reforms. And how would institutions change? Institutions themselves can change internally, or we speak to them with recommendations to change. Achimota is changing. All schools are changing. They're adopting new models. But when you start your emotional cry on social media, should the reforms happen immediately? We started complaining about Ghana Commercial Bank having long queues 10 years ago. How long did it take them to transition? It took Barclays Bank years ago to move to ATM.
APSA. To my bank.
So I'm just saying that, George, we start complaining immediately, but the time for the transition, it takes time for that transition to actually happen. Now let's take this conversation to Achimota School. So all our kids are in Achimota School. We've socialized them to believe that not looking decent is not good. So the school makes rules. And the boy received admissions letter. No?
He did. The school actually did accept him, give him an admission letter. Yeah.
The school rules are made by who? GES has guidance.
Yeah.
The school administration also creates rules.
Yeah.
And the PTA, which includes you,
yeah,
all say that, yes, we agree. Wear white shirt. Bring khaki knickers.
Yeah.
Bring handkerchief. Bring Achimota sandals.
Yeah.
Cut your hair.
Trunk, chop box, cut your
Bring
hair.
trunk and
trim
chop
your
box.
fingernails. No long nails. No.
Those rules were made
They were there.
by us
They were all
and
there.
for us.
Yeah.
So if you feel you cannot abide by those rules, for me, with all due respect, I think that they can find other schools to go to. And I hear there are scholarships that are being given to
So
them.
I hear, yeah, that some private institutions have decided to, which is brilliant.
To be honest, the rules are for us.
But Jesse, sorry,
Yes.
let me interrupt. Don't you think, based on everything that you have said, the prejudice, the social construct, the upbringing, that if I took or my sister brought a Rasta guy home, as compared to bringing a Jesse Japon wearing suit and tie, not the one you were using to watch the eclipse.
The 4-button jacket.
I swear it was 5. You know, and then the prejudice and everything.
Yes.
You know, don't you think that this would have been a sterling opportunity for Achimota School to set an example that would lead the change?
George, the problem is this. Reforms must start from somewhere. It doesn't start with an insult. There are rules that govern us.
Yeah.
When a politician steals money and the Attorney General's Department or auditors are not prosecuting him and they allow him to walk around, what do we say? Implement the law to the latter.
Yeah.
So when it comes to some people, implement to the latter. When it comes to a school administration that has rules, they shouldn't implement to the latter.
No. I agree with the implementation.
I come.
Yeah.
So the school, and don't forget, the headmistress is not the creator of the rules.
No, she's not.
She's an implementer of the rules.
Yeah.
And for me, the rules should change to accommodate the boy.
Yeah.
But as of now, the rule hasn't changed. So we cannot demonize and call Achimota regressive because the rule is a rule.
I get you.
Now, again, you asked the question whether Achimota should not have been the shining star of this buffoonery that we are going through.
Yeah.
I think you're asking for too much. I listen to you're asking for too much.
How so?
Our police have failed us in profiling. Military has failed us. Kwame Rasta followed, and some Rastafarians followed Black Rasta to Parliament House to go and give him moral support. They were prevented based on the way they actually look. He enters a bank and there's an issue. Everywhere they go, there's a particular issue. And I'm saying that pick corporate Ghana's employee handbook. If you work in any corporate institution, take a look at the employee handbook.
So how can it change?
Yes, so I'm just saying that we must change collectively. But don't expect Achimota to change because you are crying on social media.
I get you now.
You've started a conversation that will lead very well. And I like the fact that the GS is asking for a policy framework on how we should. That's the way the conversation should actually go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that at the end of the day, this will lead to a broader conversation on acceptability across board.
Yeah.
But why insult? What's the point? I mean, for me, it's actually warped logic to actually insult
because of this when it's just a debate, and this is a beautiful opportunity to debate, let's go and find a way forward.
I listened to the boy speak on Ivan Mensah's show.
Brilliant boy.
Look, fantastic boy.
Brilliant boy. He would make a great debater.
And I honestly feel that, look, if I listen to the boy and I'll take a look at myself when I was 16 years, I couldn't be like that. Just last point, and I'm done. I took the liberty of going into one of the girls' schools, right? To take a look at the rules that exist in there.
Yeah.
What's the legal age for sex in Ghana?
I do not know. I think 16 or 18. Is it 16 or 18?
16 years.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's legal to have sex at 16 years, right? If you have sex on campus, you'll be sacked. Why?
Because you're not supposed to.
It's not a place for sex. It's a place for learning.
See, one day somebody will open a minority conversation around this. The law says I can have sex at 16 years old.
And I'm 16 and I'm in school.
The law says that, I'll give you the school's name. It says that if I abort a baby on campus, I should be sacked immediately. Yet part of the left would say, my body, my choice.
Yeah.
But if I abort a baby, I'll be sacked. Why sack me? Why not give me medical help and help me come back to school? But I'll be sacked immediately. The rules within our education institutions, if all of them are told to us today, you'll be shocked. We are lucky we are talking about the Rastafarian here. And I'm telling you, before the show ends, if there's time, I would read to you some of the rules in there. And to be honest, some of the rules are good for the protection of our kids. I'm not saying the Rastafarian one protects the kids in any way.
Yeah.
But we need to go by the rules that exist on the statutes. Without the rules, we're just animals.
Uncle Ken.
Yeah.
There are a lot of messages coming in on this one. We'll have to try and read them. So let's do this quick, and then we can go in. Your take.
You are asking me to do mine quick.
I wanted you to start. You said no. So let's go.
Okay. The reason why I didn't want to start, I'll let you know in a bit.
All right.
I got this message from a cousin of mine, Betty Akufu. She says, and it's just picking up from how you ended.
Yeah.
She says, the best interest of the child should be the guiding principle in all things regarding children.
Yes.
At the moment, this is all about the pride of the father. And that's the way it seems. at the moment. Now, George, the reason I didn't want to start is simply because this week, I've heard emotional rants.
Complete.
Sentimentalism,
Insults.
insults. What haven't I heard on this matter? But then again, we can't go on like this. Everybody having an opinion and bandying the opinion about. How are we going to arrive at a solution? It's going to be very difficult arriving at solutions when we do that. So what did I do? I went back to the Constitution because I realized that in this country, we pick and choose parts of the Constitution
based
that
on
suit our case.
Exactly.
Now, the fundamental human rights and freedoms in our Constitution, Article 12, it says, the fundamental human rights and freedoms enshrined in this chapter shall be respected and upheld by the executive, legislature, and judiciary, and all other organs of government and its agencies, and where applicable, by all natural and legal persons in Ghana, and shall be enforceable by the courts. That's where I underline. By the courts as provided for in this Constitution. It says every person in Ghana, whatever his race, place of origin, political opinion, color, religion, creed, or gender, shall be entitled to the fundamental human rights and freedoms of the individual contained in this chapter, but subject to the respect for the rights and freedoms of others or for the public interest.
See, you underline that?
Yes, I underline that aspect as well. Then the most interesting part is this. Article 14 of the same Constitution. You see, you've heard a lot of people quoting what I have just quoted this past week, to buttress their points. But a lot of them refuse to read further. And as lawyers advise, the Constitution should be read in whole.
In its entirety.
In its entirety. Not in bits and pieces.
Don't pick and choose.
Don't pick and choose, George. Article 14 then goes on to say, every person shall be entitled to his personal liberty, and no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except in the following cases and in accordance with procedure permitted by law. I'll skip A, I'll skip B, I'll skip C, I'll skip D. But then I will go for E. E states, for the purpose of the education or welfare of a person who has not attained the age of 18 years. Now, these kids going into SHS, they haven't attained the age of 18 years. So the educational institution has every right
to make laws.
Guaranteed by the Constitution. The same Constitution that gives the liberty has also gone out to say that for the purpose of education, it's in there. So what is our problem? If we are not happy with it, let's go back to the Supreme Court for interpretation. End of story.
That's why I wanted to contribube to their lorry fair.
Yes,
to go
contribute
there
to the lorry fair.
And you see, George, I once went to Ekropon, and I met this woman in some compound house. She was like, "Hey, I like your hair. Hey, what do you need, Papa?" And then an older man, was like, "Oh, it's your banini." Then she was like, "It's your banini."
You.
I know why you're See,
God.
And you see, so if she didn't know my mom,
she would have accepted. She would have been okay
because
with
this is too close. Then you say I forgot them.
What disappointed?
I repeat, we need to shift the focus from this one serious incident to the larger incident.
That's my point.
That's the thing.
As for that, I agree.
That is where we need to go to. All right. Let me just take these few LPMs. The conversation goes on. You can be a part of it. 055-1111-997. Anita, please call me Sadiq Abdullah Abu so that we can get into 3 Music Awards shortly, right after these LPMs. Of course, yes, it's 3 Music Awards. It's music's most anticipated night. Catch the live HD broadcast of the 4th annual 3 Music Awards 2021 on Joy Prime TV. Also on Adom TV, on the HD Plus decoder, and on 3 Music, as well as Facebook and YouTube via 3 Music Awards, Joy Prime Official, and Joy Entertainment platforms. It's happening tonight from 8 p.m. sharp. Yep. Performing live, we've got Kiri Kwesiatha, Medical is there, Joey B, Chris Waddell, Jackie, Dead People, Kweku Flicky, Yao Thog, it's Yao Tog, Kofi Jama, Ms. V, Jalid LaRusso, Diana Hamilton, Effie Grace, Kobe Salm, and a lot more exciting performances. 3 Music Awards 2021 is presented by 3 Musics and Joy Entertainment and powered by Boomplay. HD Plus 3 Music Awards 2021 HD Experience Partner, Nasco Electronics and TuneCore. It's also supported by Volta Hotel, Akosombo, Account IT, Grand Arena, the Radio Advertising People, Trap, and Rave Media Group. 3 Music Awards here for the music. And the maiden edition was educative, inspiring, and fun. And our bubbly children dazzled the audiences with their display of rare intelligence and academic prowess. Now, this year event promises to be a lot more fun, and you've got to be a part of it as we draw schools together. Let the battle for supremacy in the Ashanti region basic schools begin. On the 2021 Kiddy Quiz contest is going to be live on Love FM and Ghana's first educational channel, Joy Learning, supported by Alpha and Omega Publications. Love FM's Kiddy Quiz shows live on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. and repeat on Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. on Joy Learning. On Joy Prime, Kiddy Quiz is on Tuesday to Friday at 3:30 p.m. Remember that all COVID-19 protocols are going to be highly observed throughout this event. Kiddy Quiz is brought to you by Love 99.5 FM, Alpha and Omega Publications, and Joy Learning. Keep learning. Extra special promotion happening in all Compute Ghana branches nationwide from now until 11th April. Buy your IT brands like HP, Lenovo, Dell products, as well as LG, Blue Tech, Sencor, Samsung, Media, and Nasco home appliances. Purchase your Samsung, Techno, Infinix, and Vivo phones and enjoy amazing offers and discounts. To say thank you to our cherished customers, stand a chance of win extra whopping prizes like television sets, ACs, fridges, chest freezers, and a lot more in a live draw. Don't forget to fill your coupons when you buy from Compute Ghana this season. In fact, we've got something for everyone. So visit www.computeghana.com to shop or call or WhatsApp them on 0243143143 for all inquiries. Compute Ghana's got passion for technology. And I always say it takes a village to raise a child, but what if there's no child to be raised in the first place? Kokroko Charities is back at it again to appeal for your assistance to donate more incubators to our health facilities. Show compassion by dialing *713 *70# to donate towards buying infant incubators to save premature babies. That is very, very, very important. 35 infant incubators donated so far, 65 more to go to reach the target at 100. Remember to just dial *713 *70# on our network to donate any amount. Yep, and if you donate, you enter a live draw. That's the Drive and Save a Life promotion by Toyota Ghana, and you could win yourself a car as a grand prize, or you could also win other prizes like microwave ovens, freezers, and a lot more. So just dial *713 *70#, and the first draw takes place on Easter Monday, April 5th at the Accra Mall from 12 noon. Kokroko Charities, keep hoping, keeping hope alive. That's, yeah. And you know this, I mean, as always, MTN has always wanted you to experience the safest and most secure way to enjoy your Momo. That's MTN Momo. That's why from April 2nd, you will be required to present a valid national ID card anytime you visit a Momo agent to perform a transaction. Please know that it is to help you keep receiving cash and just handling your transactions in a safe and secure way. That's why we're good together. Just Momo it everywhere you go. And I'm going to go straight to the phone lines where I have got Sadiq Abdullahi Abu, CEO of 3 Music. Alaji.
Hello, George.
Yeah, Yadi.
Lafia.
How is it going, my brother?
Actually, maybe small, but we're on it.
Yeah, I mean, I was there earlier and the setup looks great. Charlie, kudos. You guys, the creativity is crazy, man.
Yes, thank you. Small.
So what time is the show starting exactly?
It starts at 8 p.m. exactly. We're going live at 8 p.m. with the drip carpet. And then right after the drip carpet, we'll take the opening performance and then show starts.
Okay, here's what I don't get. This show is virtual. You do not have an audience, but you are doing red carpet. For which people to walk on the red carpet?
Drip carpet.
What does it mean? Please explain drip carpet. I don't understand drip
Watch
carpet.
it at 8 p.m. You will understand. It's over. I don't want to give up the idea because I mean, then the surprise elements of it will be lost. It's not the usual red carpet. It's not what you expect, really. And there's a lot of things that we've tried to turn upside down. And so if you go too much into it, the surprise elements will be lost and people may not really appreciate it in the way that we want.
So there'll be a carpet and there'll be people to walk on the carpet.
George, watch the drip carpet. Obi, Acrobato, Lexi, and Co. will take you up on that.
Now, I don't know. So the watching, we've had other people do other shows, and they'll tell you that to watch it online, you have to pay a certain amount. Are we paying anything to watch it tonight? If we are not paying and it's free, where are we going to be watching it?
We are not paying. It's free. It's live on Joy Prime TV as well as Adum TV from 8 p.m. It's also live on social media on the 3 Music Awards Facebook page as well as on YouTube 3 Music Networks. It's also live on YouTube on Joy FM YouTube page. It's live on Facebook as well on Adum TV, Joy Prime TV, and Joy FM Facebook page as well.
All right. And what time are we supposed to be there? Those of us who are coming to determine who wins what.
Well, I mean, for most people, and also because it's not virtual, it's starting at 8 p.m. So you can just make a date at 8 p.m. Sit behind your television set or online to watch this. For those that will be here, we were just only having crew and just a limited number of award presenters and to some extent some nominees or award winners, if you call it, in the evening. And so we are not doing audience.
Kwame Rasta wants to find out why there's no Rastafarian presenting an award tonight.
Rastafarian don't do so.
Okay.
Those that are presenting awards as well.
All right, if you say so. Sadiq, Charlie, congratulations again. Kudos, well done to you, well done to the team. But which are the companies out there that have helped pull this show and put it together and make it so spectacular? Who are those that we have to say thank you to?
The companies that we want to say thank you to for keeping faith with us is Boomplay Music. Boomplay is the #1 music app in Africa. HD Plus, which is the 3 Music 2021, 3 Music Awards 2021 HD Experience Partner, providing the Philly HD experience. We've got TuneCore, which is an international digital music aggregator. Nasco Electronics, and supported by Vota Hotel Akosombo, Grand Arena, and Plus of it. So yes, I mean, and TuneCore's support of us assets the fact that 3 Music's most likely going international. It's gone international because TuneCore is an international brand, the biggest digital music aggregator, and choosing to partner with 3 Music in Ghana in our 4th year assets our influence and relevance in the space.
Sadiq, your biggest international partner is the Multimedia Group because Joy FM is listened to live in Sarajevo and Papua New Guinea. You know, we're global, exactly. Yes, so this is your biggest international group.
Yes. It's an international night today.
Definitely. It is an international night. Thank you very much, my brother. The team is here. Uncle Ken, would you like to say anything? Yes, Uncle Ken, go ahead. Uncle Ken wants to say. Sadiq, hold on. Uncle Ken is talking to you.
Sadiq.
Okay. Yes, Uncle Ken.
Sadiq.
Uncle Ken.
How are you?
I'm fine, Uncle Ken.
The tiredness
this
in your
I'm not
voice,
collapsing.
but no problem. Yesterday, Sadiq was on Hits FM in the morning to talk about this event. And I sent a message to Andy Dusty, which unfortunately he didn't read.
Oh dear.
And I was so upset. The message, I want to read it to Sadiq.
Please go ahead. Sadiq, are you listening?
Sadiq, are you listening?
Yes,
he's listening. He's listening.
I said,
yes.
Please,
I'm here.
Even before I see the show, I want to salute my son, Sadiq, for his resilience in the midst of all trials and tribulations and his exemplary eye for detail in executing his projects. Let him know I love him to bits. Much respect.
Oh.
And can you make a Zongo boy cry?
Zongo boy doesn't cry. Zongo boy doesn't cry.
But because this is very emotional, and I mean, obviously coming from Uncle Ken, knowing the relationship I have with him, I mean, this is very, very fresh. And Uncle Ken is one person that will never mince words in telling you as it is and telling you of your mistakes.
Definitely.
I mean, wherever it is. And so for this coming from Uncle Ken, this is really, really appreciated. It's really, really appreciated. Thank you, Uncle Ken.
Alaji, congratulations. Well done. Jesse, any word for Sadiq?
all the best.
Yeah.
I hope that next year you would invite me to come.
Exactly.
I haven't gotten an invitation, but next year I'm hoping you will consider me.
We all don't have invitation, but this panel by default we are there. Rasta.
Yeah,
you are
actually en
international
route.
All right.
Okay,
Sadiq, I understand you're busy. Don't worry, you get back to work. We'll see you later in the evening. Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
that's
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, the gentleman has been. Gentlemen, so we're about to leave.
Yeah, George,
yes.
Just a quick point on this.
Go ahead.
I think that there's a reason why you probably might find a lot of Rastafarians.
One sec. My messages have disappeared. Please bring them to the screen. Yes.
I think there's a reason why you probably would find a lot of Rastafarians within the entertainment circle.
Yes.
Because I think it allows a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Without any eyeballs or judgmental.
No,
feelings.
we are not judgmental.
They're probably very expressive.
Yeah.
And if we change for the better for almost everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
George, Aunty, you know, a very prominent lady in society, Angela
Dramina Art Foundation.
She sent a message saying that I think she felt that we were saying that the law allows children to have sex at 18.
Oh, no.
16. She says, please tell them the law doesn't say you can have sex at 16. Consent age is not go and have sex.
But Uncle Ken, to be fair, there's nothing like unconsensual sex. Anything beyond that is rape.
Yeah.
So any sex you have with anybody else is supposed to be consensual sex.
Yeah.
So she's stating a matter of law. We're also stating law. Anybody who rapes anybody should be killed.
No, I think there are two issues here. There is law and there's ethics. The law may permit it, but ethically, is it right? I think that is where she's coming from.
We're moving into an age conversation now.
Exactly.
If I was 17 years and my girlfriend was
17, but you started at 13
years,
was it 7? Okay.
If I was 17, my girlfriend was 16 years. You probably will not bother. I think the line that we are drawing is individuals like us who are like Methuselahs here, who might prey on 16-year-old.
Yeah.
But I think to be fair, there's no sex like unconsensual sex. Anybody who does that, for me, it's rape.
All right. This one says, hi, George. I'm really enjoying the intellectual conversation you guys are having in the studios of Joy FM. I support the idea that the laws of the Achimota school must be upheld. If the Rastaman feels that Achimota school is the best school for his children, it is because the school has rules, regulations, and standards by which the school has run. Therefore, the rules must never be changed to favor his son. Again, in my days at SHS, we were caned for breaking school rules. Today, let a teacher cane someone's child at SHS, JHS, or even primary school, and you see what happens to that teacher. Says because of our insistence on so-called human rights and other stuff, our children are not receiving the best of discipline, and this is breaking the moral fiber of our cherished society. Tomorrow, someone will also go to Achimota with a son or daughter and say, we will go nude. Therefore, my ward will go to class naked. We go nude, so my ward goes to class naked. What will we say then? We have to watch all these things so that our society does not break down, please. Joseph from Kanda sent that one through. And this one says, wonderful submissions there. By your panelist. I think it's about time we change the perception of Rastafarians in this country, and that one came in from Babs inside Abilinkwe. GQ, I'm sure the Rastafarians and foreigners who came for the year of return will be revisiting their notes on Ghana. The colonialists have really done a lot of damage to us. Charles inside Legon sent that one through, and this one says, hi George, I am convinced that teaching the younger generation the same way we did yesterday is itself perpetuating a new kind of illiteracy that no longer has a place in our society. To think of it, why should even females of school-going age lose their identity? That is their hair, just to fit into a 3-year educational program. It's absurd and very, very primitive. This one is from Shem Mixon Yeboah. Shem Mixon Yeboah sent that one in. And Akunudake says it's a very, very great program. We've raised the bar one more time. Akunudake, thank you very much for doing the listening. And a very good evening to Mr. Amorin. Also sent, Dzifa, Mr. Amorin has a message where he says, you should know that in Jamaica, Rastafarians only make up 1.1% of the total population. Okay, yes.
It says Rastafarians in Jamaica appear to be a large portion of the population because of their prominence in the music sphere.
Yeah.
However, this isn't backed by facts.
Yeah. This one says, George, please ask Jesse, where did these prejudices start from? It absolutely comes from how they, Rastafarians, have showed themselves. Till the use of marijuana is made legal, these profiling will not end all.
Okay.
So, yeah.
George.
Yes.
Belated birthday to message to Uncle Akunu Dake.
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Belated birthday during the week.
Early during the week, and then also, because of this Rasta thing, I had to activate my Facebook account.
Welcome back.
And then when I did that, the first friend request I got was from somebody from Achimota School. So I just looked at it and I'm like, you know what? The devil is a liar. So I actually reported the account. Listen, in as much as we've taken a position, the war is raw. If you are from anywhere, check your step. Rastas are not playing.
Dzifa, thank you for spending your afternoon with us. Jesse, thank you for coming. Uncle Ken, thank you very much. Rasta, thank you very much. Yes, show was produced by the man Philip Nye, and it was, the one who held us down mostly was Anita right here with us. And also we've got Selwyn who put us on social media. DJ will better give us the music. Next time you hear my voice on this network, it's going to be on Monday evening for another exciting edition of the Late Night Express. The name is George Quay. Thank you for being a part of the show. The news comes up next, and then Belay is going to bring us flashback. Here is Miss V, You Alone. Bonne nuit.